You know those days when you don't want to train, but you show up anyway and it's like the best thing ever? Today was one of those days. Today was class number 15, Headlock Escapes version 2, from side control, from side mount. This is like the what if to Headlock Escape version 1. Headlock Escape version 1 is you got your frame in, blah, 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 blah. The lessons or the techniques today were if you couldn't get the frame in. And of course, there's multiple variations which speak to my little list-making heart. If this doesn't work, then you go to plan B. If plan B doesn't work, you go to plan C. If they do this, then you do that. And I freaking love it. I love the structure. I love the detail, and it was great. This class is a little different in that you're not choking anybody or anything, you're just escaping, but it was still a lot of fun. And our standing technique was the clinch from a conservative opponent, which everybody knows that one, I think, by now, because the standing techniques repeat in a lot of different lessons. So we've all kind of done the clinch from a conservative opponent already. And so that was fun. And we had a nice little flow where, you know, clinch, take them down, get to mount, cooperative rollover, side control, escape. So that was good. Made a couple new friends tonight, some new guys that are just started. That was cool. But then the old guys were like, hey, Chris, where you been? Hey, Chris, we were wondering where you were. And it's just a nice feeling to know that people are actually thinking about you and people notice that you're gone. Like if your jiu-jitsu community doesn't feel like friends you can hang out and talk to before or after class, then you probably need a new community. I've said that before, and I'm going to keep saying it because that is what makes training special. And I would say that's what makes Gracie University training special, but it was the same thing at my old Keep Showing Up University. You make friends, and you look forward to seeing those people, and you get a good workout in, and you learn something new. So I'm so glad I came, and I'm sad and frustrated that I actually thought about not coming, but that's where the dedication comes into play. Dedication is important. You got to be disciplined, and even though my students are being very frustrating right now, and I was not having a great day, I showed up, and I'm glad I did. And speaking of being glad I did, you know, I got here early because school gets out at 3:30. Class didn't start till 6:30. So I had like 3 hours to kill. And so I showed up and I was watching the video for tonight's class on my phone. And of course, Hinner and Hit On are demonstrating the move on the video. And then I hear a sound behind me and it's freaking Hit On. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And we're talking, give him a fist bump, whatever. And it's like, I'm watching Hit On teach this thing on my phone. And then we go into class and Hirdon's teaching the thing in the class. And then he's coming over to drill it with me. And it's just crazy. It's like this weird like Matrix thing. Like I saw you in my phone, then I saw you here. And now I get to fight you, roll with you. Speaking of Hirdon, you know, this might be the Meet Your Heroes version 2. It's just kind of crazy that like, I talk to people sometimes on Instagram and whatever. People are like, dude, you're so lucky you get to train with Hinner. I'd give anything to train with Hinner and Hirdon. I'd give anything to train at HQ. And it's like, I kind of take it for granted now. I mean, don't get me wrong, the drive sucks, but I get to train from the source, from the people that make the videos and teach the technique, and that's a blessing. And the thing is, if you come out here to go to Disneyland or whatever, you get to as well if you're a Gracie University person. If you're not, you should be a Gracie University person. So yeah, I got my selfie with Hit On. I don't know if you saw it. If you're watching this video, you probably did because I'm probably going to make it the thumbnail. But it was nice to see him. It was nice to see some of my friends. It's nice that my friends noticed I wasn't here. And it was nice to make new friends. So I guess this episode is all about friends. But if you ever feel frustrated, like you don't want to train, those are probably the best days to go train. When you're frustrated, when you're tired, when you don't feel like it, I recommend you go anyway because it's worth it. You get a good workout in, you get a sweat, you get to see some people you like, and you get to learn something new. So I think that's it. I got my picture Hit On. Of course, the man's on my phone, then he's right next to me, and then we're on the mat. So well, that's a beautiful thing. That's a blessing. Standing clinch, that's easy. I really like the punch variation for this one. I think it was the last one, variation 3 or slice 3, whatever you call it, where the guy goes to punch, you can block it, you control the arm. That stuff is great. I love stuff like that. And I love that we drill it so intentionally and we do it so many times that it becomes second nature. And that's just one class. Of course, I got to do it 2 more times in these different classes because at my old school, Keep Showing Up University or UFC gym, they show you the move of the day. You drill it each side, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then you're off to rolling. So I don't think the repetition hits as much. And the repetition is what gives you confidence. And confidence is what you need to walk around with your head held high and to feel safe and secure in this world because sometimes things are intimidating. Sometimes things are scary. Sometimes you don't feel confident. And that's what I'm dealing with my students. A lot of insecurity, a lot of fear, a lot of fear of judgment, you know, oh, what are they, if I say the wrong thing, are people going to make fun of me, blah, blah, blah. I feel like you need to train until you feel confident in who you are and that you're confident and capable of protecting yourself and protecting people that you love. because I think that confidence makes you walk differently in the world. I think that confidence makes you see the world differently, makes you see yourself differently. I said this in a video before. My athletes, my artists, like the musicians, the theater kids, those are the ones that are confident because they've challenged themselves and they've overcome something difficult, so they feel better, they feel more secure, they feel more confident, they feel more capable. And nights like tonight, when you don't want to come and you show up and you learn something and you feel good, that is just like another drop of fuel in the confidence tank and the capability tank that I think I wish everybody had. Jiu-Jitsu is a superpower. Martial arts can be, when done correctly, is a superpower. Not because you can fight everybody and win every fight, but because it changes the way you see yourself and the way you see the world, because you feel confident, you feel capable, you feel ready. And along the way, you make friends and you build community and you get in better shape and life is beautiful. So I think that's it. I cut my hair. I'm sure you guys probably noticed that too. I cut my hair, it was getting too long. I had a thing I wanted to do style wise, but also just when it comes to training, it was in my face. It was in my training partners' faces, and it's still pretty long, but I cut it to make it a little more manageable, and that's nice. Felt like my head weighed like 10 pounds less. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, I got a new logo. I don't know if you noticed, but I got a little logo done on Fiverr.com. If you haven't heard of Fiverr.com, you should check it out. Of course, it's not a big money thing, but my friend Shane asked me why I had a killer whale as my logo. And there's a whole story to that. Maybe I'll tell the story. You know, if you want to hear that story about what my logo or why my logo was a killer whale and why I changed it to a jaguar, put a little killer whale or a whale, just type in whale in your emoji, put a little whale emoji in the comments. And if you want to, if enough people are interested, I'll tell the stupid story. It's not exciting, but yeah, I think that's it. So stay focused, I almost forgot. Master Cycle Fundamentals. I said it in a previous video that Ryron Gracie gave me permission. He gave me the thumbs up to train Master Cycle Fundamentals, which is tomorrow after reflex development. Now, I can't do reflex development because I haven't done all the classes twice yet. So I can't do reflex development, but Ryron gave me the okay to do Master Cycle Fundamentals. So I'm going to come back here tomorrow. I believe it's at 7 o'clock. It might be 7:30. And I'm going to do Master Cycle Fundamentals because a lot of people want to know what that's about, what it's like. Other schools don't do it or haven't offered it, but I have a feeling they're going to because I heard it's been recommended by certain people with the last name Gracie that Master Cycle Fundamentals should be recommended to students that have 3 or 4 stripes and or are combatives belts. I think it's a cool way to like ease that transition from white belt to blue belt or from combatives belt to blue belt. I think it's nice because it gives people something to look forward to and it helps you ease the transition and feel more prepared for when you get to Master Cycle. But some people have questions about it because they don't know what it's like. Hell, I don't know what it's like, but I'm gonna find out tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll let you know and I'll make another video on Master Cycle Fundamentals. So I do think that is it. So stay focused, stay positive, stay vigilant. See you tomorrow.